An ex-WWE star has joined AEW in a new role. Vince McMahon is very hands-on with a WWE Raw star. And fans have allegedly left an AEW show early. Oh, stay tuned. So, kicking things off with the news that an ex-WWE star has joined AEW. It's somebody that we've not seen in WWE for quite a while, actually. This isn't like a recently released star or anything like that. We are talking today about the former manager, ring announcer, Ricardo Rodriguez. He did have a match as well. I almost went wrestler.
Yeah,
he did. He was in Rumble as well once, wasn't he?
It was in NXT, I think, the match. The Rumble thing I can't personally remember, but yeah, the NXT thing. That was funny.
Ricardo, so he has joined AEW at the October 28th tapings in Boston, Mass, as part of the Spanish announce team. So he has confirmed this news, seemingly so anyway, saying, "Thank you, Boston, till next time," but people have seen him there. Mike Johnson from PW Insider, by the way, revealing this news initially. I think this is really great. We don't know if he's like signed proper, but actually I think he was a really, really talented guy. I think he was a great sort of comedic heel character, really funny fall guy. His physical comedy was really on point. But actually, this is quite a nice way for him to create a bit of a legacy of his own, which isn't associated with Alberto Del Rio.
I absolutely agree with you as well. And you know, like his announcing his entrances with Alberto Del Rio, he made those entrances. He was so good at doing all the announcing stuff. And I think you're right. I think this is something nice for him to be able to do something separate to all of that and kind of distance himself from that as well. And I'm just looking forward to. I hope he does some more announcing.
I'm looking forward to watching AEW with the Spanish commentary on.
I want to hear him. He's a nice boy.
Yeah, he does seem cool, doesn't he? I've watched a few shoot interviews and stuff with him, and he always comes across really well. So good luck to him. Hopefully, that's a relationship that blossoms, and maybe he gets signed full time. We'll keep you updated. Over to WWE now. Vince McMahon very hands-on with Keith Lee's new character. So Keith speaking on Out of Character with Ryan Satin, saying, "I definitely could have spent more time in NXT without a doubt. I not long won the NXT Championship, and maybe 6 weeks of time go by before he had to go. And then when he asked Vince McMahon for if he supported him on the main roster, Keith said, "I would say that he's been quite hands-on, and that's honestly something that I need." So Keith revealing that Vince McMahon is sort of really investing his time in Keith Lee, or the Bearcat. He said, "I want to know what he wants as opposed to making a guess or some sort of estimation or hypothesis." So he's saying like he wants to know what he's doing out there, what Vince McMahon wants. And I think that's a really clever thing to do.
I think so too. I feel like, I mean, it must be a daunting thing to go from NXT to the main roster. Like, just the scale is much grander, and kind of, I guess, to be thrown out there might be a little bit daunting for a lot of people. I like the idea that, you know, that Vince McMahon is hands-on and behind Bearcat Lee. That's good to hear, and I hope we do see a lot more of him on TV, because I think the assumption for a lot of us was that, for us at least, maybe Vince wasn't behind Keith Lee that much because it was pulling him from tapings and stuff and making him go and do training again, where I guess actually that might have been a sign that Vince was very much invested in Keith Lee, wanted to put more time and more effort into him, and now hopefully we're getting to see a lot more of him on TV.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is probably a positive indication of Keith Lee's career and hopefully future career in WWE. So looking good there. What's not looking good though? According to Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, speaking on the radio show, he's going to cause controversy again here. Fans leaving AEW tapings early. So this was reported that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair had a segment a little while ago on Raw, and loads of the fans pissed off.
Yes.
They left. And then lots of people were like, "No, they didn't, Dave. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true." But he's doubled down.
He's done it now.
And also saying that, fans are leaving AEW shows, or this particular show, early. He said, "Lots and lots of people left after the Eddie Kingston-Bryan Danielson match. Many, 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 many people." That's a quote. That absolutely happened. Just like at the show we mentioned before with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. It absolutely happened. So I can get all this hate mail, or I won't. Because it happened.
Dave! Sounds like a child.
Come at me,
what
bro.
a boy! Oh my goodness gracious me!
So we'll leave Dave's email address if you want to send him. No, don't say it. He's obviously really annoyed about that still.
Yeah.
Whether or not you believe it, totally up to you, of course. Why do you think they would have been leaving? Obviously, that particular match.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. But AEW, I would argue, is perhaps more consistent than WWE in its quality. So I'm not sure why people would want to leave.
I mean, I wonder if it's, and to be fair, I don't know why people would want to leave early either. Perhaps it's because they've recently, I feel like they've been putting their higher caliber matches on first. I guess perhaps to keep people drawn in and everything, watching. And maybe when that's done, people are kind of like, there's not much more I really want to see. Maybe. But it's weird because I feel like if you bought a ticket, I feel like the consensus is you've spent the money. You should probably stay and watch the whole entire show.
And AEW perhaps has more of a sort of hardcore wrestling fan-centric fan base. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's people that it surprises me that they wouldn't want to stick around and see more wrestling, no matter who is doing it. Maybe the big names have come out already and you've seen them. Yeah. But if I was going to an AEW show, I just want to watch all the wrestling.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Well, there you go. Make up your own minds. A New Direction is what I've got right now. Hey!
No!
A New Direction is for ROH being revealed. Observer Radio once again. Assuming they return, Dave Meltzer said that the plan will be to essentially be an indie promotion where they book top available talent on nights they have shows and tapings, leaving themselves open to issues if a champion gets signed to a deal elsewhere. So obviously everybody's being released from their contracts. It looks like they're not going to be re-signed in the same way that they were signed previously. Instead, if they're available on the night, grand, but also they could go and get signed elsewhere, and ROH could lose established names. And you know what? You look at some of those names that are in AEW, your Banditos, your Briscoes, and I don't think it'll be long until they are signed to a full-time deal elsewhere if ROH can't offer them that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many names, and obviously we saw Danhausen pop up on the Jericho cruise as well. I have a huge feeling that Danhausen's most likely going to get picked up by AEW as well. And
a lot of people want it. A lot of people want it.
I mean, the good thing is that, and fingers crossed this happens as well, ROH isn't going away, because ROH, I think, it has been such a crucial part of a lot of people's careers when it comes to wrestling. Like, you know, before they either go to WWE and onto other things as well. It's nice that, and I really do hope that it's not going away, because it's just it's been a phenomenal promotion and vital just to wrestling as a whole.
It has, but, and I'll probably get nasty comments for this, that was 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
All that stuff that was happening was 10 or more years ago. And in the past few years, especially since AEW have come about, they haven't been especially relevant anymore. And I'm not saying that they're not making great stuff, because they absolutely have been making great stuff. And I think they're brilliant shows and everything. But actually, I think this is a really good shout to go away and sort of reevaluate the show, to figure out what's working, what's not working. I think this is a necessary step that needs to be taken. And ROH birthed the careers of so many wrestlers, like top stars, but that was a long time ago, and they need to concentrate on now, Ring of Honor do, and they need to make sure that they're a successful company moving forward. So I don't think this is a bad thing necessarily.
No,
obviously
definitely
it's troubling,
not.
and you got to feel for everybody who's been dropped from their contracts, because it must be a pretty uneasy time for them. But we'll see. Yeah. Speaking of Ring of Honor, apparently selling off its tape library, Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated reporting that Ring of Honor tape library is currently available and going for a price over current market values to the highest bidder.
Ooh.
You would think that Vince might be quite interested here. You think that Tony might be quite interested here as well, just because a lot of the names that we're talking about from 10 or so years ago are now top stars in either promotion. They've got a lot of like footage that they could end up using on factual documentaries that WWE do. You've got like all the Rollins stuff there, Owens, etc. So we'll see where that ends up, but that's not a great sign in itself, is it? Selling it off.
It's not.
We will see. We will see. CodeRushi discussing his shock injury at the Glee tapings, which he was a part of. Glee's not been popular. What am I saying?
What are you saying?
The G1 Climax is what I'm saying. Bushi with Tokyo Sports saying, there's a cause for it, weight control. This time I've gained or lost weight. By then, I was able to practice Phoenix, but there were too many waves. That if that's 100 grams different, it's a completely different feeling. Wow. So I think he's saying because of the shift in weight, it's sort of thrown him off balance. And it's that easy.
That's interesting.
It's that easy. So we, of course, send him our best. It fortunately doesn't quite look as bad as we thought it would. New Japan announcing that he's expected to miss 2 months of time with injury. It looked like it could be a hell of a lot worse.
Yes.
When you look at that horrible, horrible landing, it looked like it could be a lot worse.
It did.
I guess good news there. We send him all our best, and we're finishing off with the top AEW team getting a new manager, but not in AEW. We're talking about FTR, who are working AAA's tapings in Mexico on Thursday. With their manager Tully Blanchard not going to the tapings, FTR will instead be managed by excuse me, Vicky Guerrero.
There we go.
There you go. Meltzer noting that the November 4th show is the only AAA date that FTR have got confirmed right now. I mean, I really like Vicky.
Me too.
It doesn't look like this is going to be a long-term thing.
No.
Like, Tully and FTR go together like cheese and pickle, don't they?
They do.
Bangers and mash.
But you know what? I can see Vicky doing a fantastic job. She's one of the best heel managers out there, isn't she?
She's a heat magnet.
She is. And with FTR now having the AAA Tag Team Championships, like, just play that a little bit more. Get more heat. Don't let them lose the belts. I don't think you let them lose the belts here.
No,
I think you keep more heat going. You know what I'm saying? And with Vicky Guerrero there, it'll be.
Right, we might see you for a third video a little bit later. We'll see how we get on, we'll see what breaks, but we will, as always, keep you updated on cultaholic.com. Anything to plug, Andrew?
Twitch tonight, twitch.tv/Cultaholic. We're playing 5 Nights at Freddy's. We got to night 4 last week, so we've got night 4 and night 5 to do, so let's see if we can do it. Come on over, come watch a grown man wee himself on the sofa.
Sweet, I'll be there. See you in a bit.
Ominous.
Bye.